All right, guys, we are out here on Kentucky Lake. It is fall. We're going into the last week of November. It's almost Thanksgiving. It's hard to believe that the year is almost to an end. This is probably the last good warm day we're going to have here on Kentucky Lake. The weather's finally coming in. The winter weather is going to get here. The colder days, colder nights. Going to change water temperatures, finally maybe creep those water temperatures down into the 50s and stay in the 50s. We're still seeing right here the third, I guess it's the, yeah, third, almost going into the last week of November. Water temperature is still low 60s, low to mid 60s even. I'm out here today. It's been sunny, bluebird. The bite's been pretty tough, how it is in the fall. You need those windy, nasty days. It just seems like they bite better on those those weather days in the fall. But water temperature's still been in the low to mid 60s. We finally get some cool nights, some cool winds come in here, and cool that water temperature off, and then that the late fall bite, early winter bite, things will start changing. You'll start seeing, fish will transition off topwater baits and the traditional fall type baits into more of the winter baits, the jerk baits, blade baits, things like that, A-rig, things like that's going to start playing here before long. But water levels, typical Kentucky Lake out here in the fall, we're looking at 354, low 355, somewhere out there about 5 foot down. We've had some rain, so some of the creeks are a little bit more colored up. Main Lake's still pretty clean, still pretty clear water out here. Like I say, you get in some of the creeks and it's dirty. So power fishermen, you like to throw a crankbait, like to throw a spinnerbait, chatterbait, things like that. You can get in the creeks, go down the wind-blown banks and catch a few fish. And then for you guys that like to fish that cleaner water, more swim baits, jerk bait, that sort of bite, there's that bite's still happening too. Topwater has been, it's slowing down a good bit. You can tell it's slowed down. I mean, you follow me along, that I love to throw topwater in the fall. It's just a confidence thing for me, and day in, day out, your tournaments are 9 times out of 10 are going to be won on a topwater in the fall. Unless you've got the guys that are really good with live scope, get out there and get a few bites. But for the most part, that bite is slowly starting to go away. I've caught some really good ones. If you do lay with a topwater, it's one of those baits that right now you can't put a topwater in your hand and lay it down, throw it for a little while, lay it down without getting any bites. I mean, you've got to actually pick it up and throw it. It's kind of like a big swim bait. You've got to have the confidence that you're going to get some bites on it. And when you do get a bite, it's a pretty good one. I had a 7-1 last week, actually just a few days ago out here. It's the biggest one I've caught in a long time out here, and it was on a topwater. It was an awesome bite. But baits, we'll talk baits real quick. The 6 cents Dogma, that's the one that's actually the fish that the bait that I caught the big one on right there is white bone, the Dogma. Another one that I play with, and I'm looking for something a little more subtle, it's a little bit smaller bait, is the catwalk, and they actually make the big catwalk as well. Like going back to the big bait thing, if you're looking for a big bite, if you get a bite on that one, it's a big one. It's going to be a good one. But topwater bait's still been, I mean, it's still pretty fun. You get out here early and the bait's kind of moving around a lot. Water temperature's finally starting to cool down a little bit. Bait's starting to make their way into the creeks. The creeks are actually loaded with bait right now, but it's hard finding a good pattern. Just it's typical fall fishing here on Kentucky Lake. The bite is overall pretty tough, but if you plink around out here enough, you can put together something. But another bait that I throw a lot this time of year is a spinner bait. This is just a simple tandem spinner bait. This is the Nichols half ounce here. I've got a little 6 cents on the back of it, just a trailer, but pretty simple, just wind blown points. Anywhere where you see, a little bit off colored water, or even on those cloudy overcast days, that flash there, that's actually a Dirty Jigs skirt there that I put on a nickel spinnerbait. But Gunnersville Shad's the color of that one, but it's got that white, that shady look to it. But you get on those wind-blown points, and man, this time of year, I look for those windy, cloudy, overcast days. It just seems like those big smallmouth bite they bite better on those days. And those big largemouth even. But covering water, if you're getting in the creeks and you're looking for that stained water, you could pick up a chartreuse and black or a shad color. I mean, it's all about shad this time of year. That's a little 6 cent square bill. It's the flat-sided bait. I throw that one a lot just to cover water, fishing around wood, stumps, laydowns, things like that. And if you're just covering water in the backs of the creeks, you can catch them on a blade bait, you can catch them on a little 1/4 ounce rattle trap. You know, any of the lipless baits. That's the Duke 3/8 right there from 6 Cents Fishing. That's the shad scales color, really cool looking color. Just a bait that you can put in your hand, just go wing it around and actually get a few bites. But another bait that I throw a lot this time of year just to cover water, and everybody knows that I love to throw a Divine 3.2 or a 3.8 out here. It's a real simple bait to fish. You just come out here, get on windblown points, get on gravel banks, and toss that thing around. You can catch a few fish. Another bait that I've been playing with forward facing is this one's from Ignite Baits. This was called the Nicotine Minnow. It's got the little wings on the top. You've seen, if you follow social media at all, you've seen them on there kind of blowing up. It's a really cool bait. Scott and Donnie and those guys over there, they do a great job. Local company here, fairly close to me, so I try to help those guys out all I can. But that's a cool little bait. You know, it's a, you know, there's a lot of baits out there that you can toss around out there on forward facing, but the cool thing about that little bait is you can actually take it, put it on a chatterbait, put it on a spinnerbait, use it as a trailer. But I've been playing with that a good bit. But yeah, so I've had a lot going on here. The last couple months here, we've launched a new electronic shop here on Kentucky Lake, Sonar Solutions. Me and a couple of guys that I've known for a long time, worked with for some time now, we decided to go out on our own and just offer electronics. We do classes. I'm going to continue to do the classes with Humminbird, Lowrance, Garmin, all the classes here out on the water, you know, taking you out in your boats. But we do the installs, all, you know, whether it's power pole trolling motor, electronic, full installs on the electronics, trolling motors, whatever it is you need, anything boat wise when it comes to that kind of stuff, we can take care of it right there. You can visit our website, sonarsolutions.com. Shoot us an email. You know, we've got phone numbers listed on the Facebook page there, so make sure you check us out. If you're in the Kentucky Lake area, come by and check us out. We're up and running. You know, this is that time of year. It's kind of our slow time, but it's a good time to get things going. So go by, check us out, and if you're in the need for any kind of installs or anything come springtime, be sure and come check us out. But I want to talk to you real quick too about a new app that I've been playing with. It's called the Deep Dive app, and if you've been around the industry for some time now, this app has actually been out for quite some time, but I've actually finally got a chance to play with this app, and it's really cool. It's a free app. You can get on there and you do a 7-day trial. I think it is free for the pro, what they call the pro, and you can get on there and you can take advantage of a lot of different wind effects and things like that. And that's the cool thing. One of the coolest features that I've seen, and they actually just released that with that app, is you can actually see which banks the wind's blowing on, where, you know, there's so many different things on this app. You go in there, you download the app, you pick your lake, whether it's, you know, wherever you're at in the country. For instance, we're on Kentucky Lake. It's going to give you water conditions. It's going to give you water temperatures, outflow, you know, how much water they're pulling, things like that. And then you can actually go in there, and what you'll do is you'll go in and pick stained water, clear water, pick the water conditions, and it's going to tell you baits and different things to try based on data that's been received over the years, that's run through, and basically it breaks down the lake for you. It's a really cool app. I've found that the wind effects part of it has helped me more than anything, and I got out here a couple weeks ago, and I actually just wanted to see. I got on the app. It showed me which wind-blown banks, you know, which banks had wind on it, which banks didn't, and that helps a lot in the fall. When you're fishing in the fall and winter, you're looking for those wind-blown banks, and it worked, man. You know, whatever bait it says, whether it's a jerk bait or a chatterbait or spinner bait, you tie that dude on and just go down those wind-blown banks, and sure enough, you know, it's dead on. You know, it's not going to put fish in the box for you, but it works. There's no doubt about it. And I've talked to guys all over the country that's used it on different lakes, and it's a really, really good app that you can break down a lake and cover a lot of water before you ever even make a cast, and that's a cool thing about it. But check that out. It's the Deep Dive app. Just go on your phone, download that app, run that free trial, and check those out. But this winter, I'm still offering trips in the winter. If you guys knew how good the fishing was in the winter out here, you'd quit chasing deer. And but you know, things kind of shift gears this time of year. I understand that, but I'm booking trips all winter long. Make sure you check us out there at Sonar Solutions. Shoot me an email, info@brandonhunterfishing.com, if you're looking for an on-water class or a trip this spring or whenever that may be. Shoot me a note, and we'll get you on the water. See you guys out there.